All right, let's get started. I know you probably all have busy days, so I hope everyone's doing well and having a great day. It's been a crazy week here at Vendasta. We recently hired over 16 new employees. Keep adding to this team at an enormous rate. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to develop the solutions that allow you to stay competitive out there. Recently, we announced our new partnership with Yext, and that's to provide you guys with the most comprehensive listing solution on the market today. We also heard from a number of our partners that they were looking for some sort of mobile app solution, and we delivered that by adding Biz Apps to our marketplace. So now you can create those mobile apps for your clients and your customers. If you're looking for further information on those apps and those solutions, don't hesitate to reach out to your partner success manager for further details. So let's get started. I'm Song Ratanavong. I've had the pleasure to meet many of you. I'm the Director of Sales here at Vendasta. It's my pleasure to talk to you today about how to sell to hotels and tourism prospects. Of course, we all know when it comes to hotels and tourism, reviews are by far the most important thing when getting new customers. I don't, and I'm sure you don't either, pick a hotel or make any travel plans without reading reviews. I was just on a holiday with my family in Texas. We had a great time, but every hotel and attraction we went to was due to the many consumer reviews that were left by those customers. Almost all travelers now, I'm sure you included, make your plans based on what you read on TripAdvisor, on Yelp, on Google, and sites like Expedia. It's just a norm. So for us, and for our customers, the new marketing stack could not be any more important than ever for hotels and tourism. We see these commercials on television, the Visit California commercials. Those are going to create that awareness that they're looking for. They attract us to think about the warm weather in California when it's cold up here in Canada. It makes us think about Disneyland and all the movie stars there. But all this is going to lead to is, of course, research. We want to know about places to stay, things to do, etc., etc., etc. How many of us have searched the following before we've gone to those places? Things to do in, of course, insert a place. For me, when I was in Texas, I was looking for things to do in Dallas, things to do in Austin, things to do in San Antonio. It's just become normal to us. And the reason we're doing this, of course, is because we want to make that vacation experience the most memorable for our family. We want to make it the best experience for our family. We don't have to be disappointed anymore like that movie Family Vacation. I don't know how many of you have seen it, but the Griswolds go on a family vacation. They're looking to go to a theme park called Wally World. They show up to Wally World and it's closed. Well, that doesn't happen anymore, right? We know when a theme park is open or closed. But however, that movie kind of dates me, but it was a great one. Chevy Chase is one of my idols. So in the age of the internet, we don't have to sell these customers anymore. The consumers are selling it for us. Your customer or the business's customers will do a better job of selling the experience than they ever will. Most of us made all the decisions even before we've gone to any of those places. As I planned my trip to Texas, I did that weeks before I even showed up at Dallas. I booked the hotels, I made the travel arrangements, and of course, it created a memorable experience for my family. So it's our job, no, it's our duty to help our clients connect with these travelers like us. And of course, this is done by getting them found online, getting them trusted, and then getting them liked. When it comes to tourism, the tourism spend is just increasing over time. It's increased the last number of years. Travel spend in the US is almost close to $1 trillion. So it's a huge part of the economy. With more and more people traveling, the businesses that win are the ones that gain the most exposure and the ones that people like. These decisions are now rarely made on a whim. We just don't show up anywhere. We are calculated. We research for hours and even days where to go, where to stay, and of course, what to eat. For our partners, I mean, the story hasn't changed. It's one that you guys know intimately. You can share it with any hotel or with any tourist attraction. They're all going to understand it. When you show up to a hotel now, you see stickers on their doors like rate us on TripAdvisor, give us a review on Yelp, and such. They all know the importance of these sites, but they're not the only ones anymore. Google, Facebook, they're starting to take over the industry as well. Reviews are left everywhere across the web. For hoteliers, I mean, they need to manage these reviews across all the many sites that they can be left on. And of course, the number of reviews that they receive is daunting. It can be extremely time consuming, but it's probably the most important marketing initiative that any hotel or any tourist attraction can have. I was in Austin. When I was in Austin, we did zipline. After the zipline tour, I mean, our zipline operator asked us to leave a review on TripAdvisor and mention his name as well. So he probably gets incentivized somehow by those positive TripAdvisor reviews. Hotels and attractions, of course, they have to manage their reviews. If they don't manage their reviews, they're in jeopardy of losing potential customers to their competition. Um, I compare not responding to reviews. It'd be similar to like not checking your security system when it goes off. I mean, you may be able to get away with once if you're a business, but likelihood is if it happens again and you don't show up, you're probably going to get robbed. That's the same that can be said with reviews. If you just leave them dormant and you don't respond to it, you might get away with one negative review, but multiple negative reviews are going to start to cost you customers, that business customers. So from a platform perspective, how we help our partners is we assist you during that buying cycle. Whether it is that you want to acquire new customers through intelligence and intent, and that's done through our automated email campaigns and our snapshot reports, or retain existing customers by getting them to use the software and showing them results, that proof of performance that they're looking for. You also want to look at growing your customer base because we know that for the new marketing stack, reviews and listings aren't the only things that they're looking for. They're looking for some sort of advertising solution, digital advertising solution. They're looking for a website solution. They might be looking for a text messaging solution. That's all available through the marketplace and through the email campaigns inside of our platform. You can also create your own specific vertical type campaigns for those types of prospects. If you want more information on how to create campaigns or utilize these campaigns, contact your Vendasta rep and they're going to show you how to do that. So prospects, so who can I target when I'm looking for tourism clients? Of course, you're not limited to just the hotels and attractions out there. You want to also contact, your local travel agencies. And there's even chains of travel agencies. We've had conversations with brands like Expedia Cruise Ships who are franchised. The other thing that you would want to look at is travel associations. Their memberships are littered with good leads and good prospects. I actually have a story. I was fortunate enough to sign one of these types of organizations. It's our own travel agency here in Saskatchewan called Tourism Saskatchewan. After meeting with their head of marketing, Jonathan Potts, which is also a good friend of mine, I was able to find out that reviews are so important to their industry that each of the regions are measured on the number of reviews they receive on a site like TripAdvisor. Unfortunately for us, our province ranked dead last when it came to reviews, which was concerning to the travel board because it's the most important thing people use to make their travel plans. So after a number of meetings, it did take a little time, a few months, George and I were able to secure the deal with Tourism Saskatchewan, and now they're a proud partner of Vendasta. But for you, every state and municipality is going to have these local organizations, and their memberships are the clients that you're looking for. In our case, however, we were able to convince the tourism board, Tourism Saskatchewan, to actually pay for the software for their members. And this created this win-win situation where their members were able to increase their business by monitoring their reputation, getting more reviews, of course, increasing the chances of getting found. And then for Tourism Saskatchewan, they were able to meet their corporate goals by increasing the number of reviews they received online. So in the end, both parties went, and the government ended up paying for it, and the organization ended up paying for it. I'm going to quickly go into a presentation that I had done in the past, and George has done it in the past too, just the importance of reputation for a local business. So how to make a local business care about reputation management? What's Reputation management is not easy. People now virtually carry a computer everywhere they go. They have more information at the palm of their hands than they ever did. The smartphone is more powerful than the computer that sent the men to the moon. And of course, everyone's connected continuously throughout the day. They're always on their phones. They're looking for products and services by vacations in this case. My wife wakes up in the morning, and you probably have the same sort of thing going on in your household. She wakes up in the morning and she checks her Facebook. That's the first thing that she does when she wakes up. As far as what a business's reputation is all about, it's really about what you say about yourself. So this is that local marketing stack. What's your advertising look like? What's your messaging? What's your website? How do you manage your Facebook page? And then how do you, of course, get found? There's also, more importantly now, what your customers are saying about you. This is becoming more important than what you say about yourself. For businesses that are winning, they have a high chance of getting found because they're listed across the web and their listings are consistent. So their search ranking is high, but also because they're getting a number of reviews, and those reviews are usually positive. Those are the businesses that garner the most new business or new customers in the industry. So for a business to win, and how we can help them is by ensuring that their listings are accurate and they're getting positive reviews. And the fact is that their customers are controlling the conversation now, not the business. They're controlling it on those sites like Facebook. How many of you gone to Facebook lately? It seems that everyone's on vacation on Facebook. You see pictures of these exotic places. You see pictures of people in Hawaii, pictures of people in California. It's just a norm for us now, and it just it creates its own awareness that we want to go to those places. So these conversations are now happening on those sites like TripAdvisor as well, Yelp, and then of course Google. Our product's going to focus on 4 key areas for those businesses. It's going to focus on their listings. Are they listed on the sites that they should be? Are they listed accurately? Their reviews. Where are their reviews coming from? Where are people mentioning them online? Their competition. What are they doing to get likes? How many followers do they have on Facebook or Twitter? And then, of course, our social marketing, or the business's social marketing efforts, how well they're doing. When it comes to listings, it's very complicated. It's a very daunting thing for a business owner. They can be listed in so many places now online. It's not just the phone book anymore. You're talking about search engine sites like Google and Bing. You're talking about review sites like Yelp and TripAdvisor, Urban Spoon or Zomato. And now you're also talking about directory sites and social sites. The problem we have with the listings ecosphere or these sites is that they're incestuous. They share information across all of them. They take information from data providers, they take information from other sites, they take information from users. If any of this information is incorrect, it's going to disseminate across a number of these sites and really be detrimental for your customers finding you. When I was in Texas, and I'm sure many of you do the same now, Previously, before the invention of the internet, when we'd go on family vacations, my dad would carry this big, huge book, a big, huge map book, and that's how we got around. Well, no one does that anymore, of course. We just have Google Maps. Google Maps leads us to the places that we want to go. The funny thing is that Google Maps doesn't always work perfectly, right? I did see someone drive a Prius down an embankment of one of those overpasses. That is probably because Google was telling them to turn left or right, and they couldn't, so they just drove down the embankment, which was pretty crazy. So for us, we want to make sure our clients are listed where they need to be listed, and those are the sites that I mentioned. We also want to ensure that they're listed accurately. So the name, the address, the phone number, the website, it's all there to create an easy consumer experience. And then when it comes to Google, of course, you need that right address so that those people that are using Google Maps actually get to those hotels or restaurants or tourist attractions. For your customers, the three main points that they really want to identify and for you to identify for them is where are the issues, where am I missing data, and where do I have inconsistent information. It's going to improve your search engine ranking the more the places that you're found and the more consistent that data is. And then, of course, the more reviews you get, we all see the reviews come up. That's going to improve the search engine ranking for that business as well on a site like Google. So from Google's perspective, I mean, you're making your customers happy, and that makes Google happy with those consistent listings. You're going to appear higher on search, or those businesses will. When it comes to reviews, we've all seen this stat, and I'm sure you've used it. Over 90% of consumers now use reviews to make their purchasing decisions. This is how we make our booking decisions online, right? We read those hotel reviews. We read what customers are saying. I imagine for the hotel industry and the tourism industry, reviews don't equate to 90% of buying decisions. It probably equates to like 95% of buying decisions are made upon reviews, 98%. It's so important. I don't think people call hotels anymore to book. They just do it online based upon the information on those sites like Expedia. So for those businesses, especially in the hotel and restaurant and tourism industry, attractions, I mean, they need to manage all these reviews. They need to know where they're coming from, and they need to know how to handle them. The positive reviews, easy to handle when someone's stroking your ego. It's the negative reviews that are really challenged for a local business because they take it personally, and that's the worst thing that they can do. You don't want to get into an argument with your customer online. And the reason that you don't want to get into an argument with your customer online is because everyone's going to see it. It's there forever. You want to take that conversation offline, right? You want to give them someone to contact, the hotel manager. Arguing with someone online is like wrestling with a muddy pig. You're both going to get dirty, but the pig is going to enjoy it more than you will. So take that conversation offline. Try and resolve that customer's issue. And if you do so, they're probably going to leave you retract their review or leave you a positive review. All people are doing when they're complaining online is to vent. They just want to be heard. So it's up to the customer or up to our partners, our clients, to ensure that their customers are being heard. And by doing so, you're going to show that you are a reputable business, that you care about your customers. So really the three steps to review success: you want to engage with your customers, show that you care. You want to also use that information to run a better business. All the good things that your business is doing, as I mentioned with zip lining in Austin, I mean, when we mentioned that George or whoever did a good job in the tour, well, give George some sort of accolades, give him some sort of reward for doing a good job because he's helping you sell your business. He's helping you get new customers. If George is doing a bad job, however, I mean, you might want to do some additional training with George. You may have to make some policy changes, whatever it may be, but use those reviews to make your business better. And then, of course, when you're getting those positive reviews, share them. Share them on sites like Facebook. Share them on TripAdvisor. Share them wherever. Well, I guess they're already shared on Sorry. Share them on Facebook, Twitter, or wherever it may be, because it's going to get amplified by your audience. So let's get into the software here. I pulled up an example of a hotel in Vancouver called the Fairmont. It's a reputable chain. You can see what our software is trying to do. It's trying to improve their reputation online. It's trying to get them new customers, really, is what we're trying to do. So we're going to identify gaps. And these gaps can happen in their listings. We can see here that they have a correct listing on Yelp, a correct listing on Google, but they have some discrepancies on a site like Bing. So if you want to show them, you can show them exactly what's going on here. We see that everything's right, but their website. So typically an organization would want their customers to go to their website. Someone has taken over their website, their listing here on Bing, and actually directed it to one of those hotel listing sites. Of course, that's going to be detrimental to the traffic that they get to their site, but you're also helping power this listing site, this hotel site, for someone else. Someone out there in this company is smart enough to know if I make a suggestion to change the website, it might take, and it did in this case. So this is where we have to come in and ensure with our clients that all this information, and we claim or we verify this information with those sites. And we can do this through our listing distribution channels, but we can do it quicker with our listing sync product where we will automatically push this contact information, this information to those sites and essentially take over that listing. The beauty of our product is that proof of performance. We can show them their listing score increase over time, the number of citations we find them. And citations are important because it's just another algorithm that Google uses to ensure that that business is reputable or that business should be found. The more places that you are found and citations included go into that search engine ranking. And then we also want to monitor those. As we mentioned, reviews are important. And for these businesses, in the case of this one hotel alone, they have over 4,000 reviews. Can they manage that themselves? Maybe. I highly doubt it. So, best practice is to just, respond to a few of those positive reviews. You don't have to respond to all of them, but you definitely have to respond to all the negative reviews. So the beauty of our tool is we can sort those reviews by positive or negative, and then allow the client to respond to those reviews or respond on their behalf, because it is challenging if you don't have the resources to do so. The great thing about our product is the word cloud. It's going to identify trends. What are your customers saying about your organization? What are the good things? What are the bad things that they're saying? So if we sort it, the word cloud should change. So the interesting thing is that people say good things about management and people say bad things about management. This is where we can make those changes and see what can be done better from a corporate level, so that that customer, in this case, it's a really high-end hotel. We don't want our customers saying it's the worst hotel. We don't want our customers complaining about the management. We want to make those changes so that everyone has a positive experience, because what that positive experience means is that they'll go online, retract their review, leave a positive review. You're going to get new customers. And for a hotel like Fairmont, I think the average spend per night is close to $200. So even one customer one night is going to increase the revenue $200. But likelihood is people are going to stay multiple nights, and you could see the average lifetime value of those customers in the thousands of dollars. So the return is there. And there was a stat on the Harvard Business Review that suggests that a 1-star increase on Yelp increases your revenue by 5 to 9%, which is substantial when you're talking millions of dollars here. The other thing we're going to help our customers do is get more reviews. We can request reviews on behalf of that organization. They can see what they're doing good, they're doing bad. And the beauty of our tool is that when they leave a positive review or they have a positive experience, we can get them to leave that review on a site like TripAdvisor or Facebook or Google, wherever they have an account. Most people are going to have accounts with Facebook, and most people are going to have a Google account. So those are the two top sites that I would suggest. Another feature of our tool that is important to a customer is what are people saying outside those review sites? What are people saying on the web? And that could be Wikipedia, or what are people posting on Instagram about our hotel? Is it positive? And then, are there any news stories coming up that mention our brand or our hotel? These are the things that can be aware of. The positive things are great. Sometimes there are negative things that happen in forums like Reddit. Our system picks that up. On the social side of things, if someone's handling their social marketing internally, we can see how positive that social marketing initiatives is. What are they posting? What are other customers posting on their Facebook page, to their Twitter accounts or their LinkedIn accounts? The great thing about our tool is on the employee side. I know there's been some horror stories of employees tweeting or sending out messages that are inappropriate. Well, our tool can monitor those accounts to ensure that the brand message is consistent across your employees as well. And then finally, what's the competition doing? How do I rank on search when it comes to hotels in Vancouver and my competition? You can see here that the Fairmont ranks fairly well. They're going to get found almost half the time someone searches a hotel in downtown Vancouver. The other thing that we can monitor is what is our competition doing as far as social? How many Facebook likes? How many likes are they getting compared to us? How has it increased over time? Do we need to do some more spend to get those likes, get those eyeballs, get that share of wallet with the customer? Finally, we know that these hotel managers, they're busy. The tourist attraction manager, he's busy as well. Doesn't have time every day to go in and look on what others are doing or what we're doing for them. We're going to send them that proof of performance. We're going to send them a monthly or a weekly report that shows them how their listings have increased since they started working with you. And they use that listing distribution product or that listing sync pro product. You're going to see these listings automatically increase. The listing score will go up. It's compared to that, comparative to that of a credit score. They're going to be able to see historical progress, and then they can see all the reviews that came in that month and what people are mentioning or what's trending. So if it's like afternoon tea or high tea, the beauty of these hotel chains is that it's just not the hotel. You got restaurants in these hotels as well. So it's typically not just one account that you're selling. You can sell multiple accounts, usually 2, 3, possibly accounts based upon the size of that hotel. And then, of course, how's the social performance doing? And then if there's any changes to the competition. So with every business, of course, just like our buyers, there's a buying funnel. This buying funnel consists of the marketing stack that we had mentioned. So for every business, they want to create awareness through advertising. They do that through billboards, through radio, and as I mentioned, through the television ads that they do. Well, that buying funnel leads to research, and those research is, of course, their online listings and their online reviews. Where are they located? Are they reputable? Can they be found? Can they be trusted? And then finally, if you want to increase your exposure, they're going to go to Facebook. They're going to see, are you liked? Is this a business that has many followers where their customers are saying positive things about them and sharing the information? What are other attractions within that local area that I can do based upon where that business is located? Which eventually leads to a conversion, right? And that can be done on a site like Expedia. It can be done through a travel agent. It can be done through their website now. Most hotels chains have the ability to book through their website. It's actually more beneficial for them to get that booking through their website so they don't have to pay those fees to the travel agents or to Expedia. They're going to make more money. If they're not doing this right and they have a negative reputation or their website's not correct or their listings aren't correct, like we showed you in the last example of that hotel, that Vancouver hotel on Bing, I mean, that traffic's going to not necessarily competition, but to a travel agent who's going to milk them for those dollars. So for them, they want to ensure that they're not giving money away, whether it be to another competitor or whether it be a travel agent that they don't need to pay fees for. So the other cool thing is that if you do have a high search engine ranking, and we've probably all done this, we know where we need to say. I travel a lot for business, and I do this all the time. I go in, I look at the area I'm staying, and then I look at all the hotels around it. Well, this is going to happen as well for your clients if they're in the hotel industry. People are going to look at them, but they're also going to look at all the people around the area, and you can use that to your advantage. So when someone's searching a competitor hotel, they're going to look at the hotels around that area. As long as you have better listings and better reviews, you're going to use their marketing dollars against them and increase your business due to it. So for those businesses, they have to have that foundation, that marketing foundation stack has to be solid. It's like building a house. You don't want to build it on a shaky foundation or it's going to crumble. The same thing with marketing. You need to have your foundation solid. So the advertising not only needs to be solid, but so do your listings, so do your reputation, so do your social, and so does your website. If you have all these in place and they're solid, you're more likely to get the conversions or the new customers that those businesses are looking for. So the 5 pillars of the virtual doorway, which we've kind of always talk about and which we've probably talk about a little bit too much, but they're so important, are those listings, reputation, social website, and digital advertising. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for your time today. I'm going to open up the floor to any questions that you may have. Sorry, everyone. I didn't know that we lost the screen, so hopefully it's back now. If you have any questions, please let me know. Awesome. It sounds like we have a very intelligent audience today. If you do have any questions, please send me an email or connect with me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I'm signing off today from sunny Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'm Song Ratanavan. Hope you all have a prosperous week and keep on keeping on.